We are live.
We're live?
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying I don't hate them, but the Jews.
I just kind of like make it easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They don't do themselves any favor. And we are back.
Yes, sir. All right. It's been a while, Daniel. How have you been?
like playing house or something. Like, how are you today? Nah. Yeah, it's been a while since we did one of these. I don't know, just because we're working on other stuff. Got some stuff going on, and just overall, like, always doing shit. That's how these times are.
Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting, though. It's been interesting. Really up and down, I guess, but what isn't?
That's true.
What about you?
I don't know. Just been... I did Ramadan.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tell us about Ramadan.
So, originally I just wanted to do it to see if I could, but, like, I'm starting to get into the religion now and stuff.
Oh, there you go.
So,
nice.
Yeah, I learned to appreciate water when I'm at work, because, bro, like, going a month without drinking water at work was fucking brutal, dude. And just eating at work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
After having to wait until 8 p.m. to eat was brutal.
I don't know if I could do that. I mean, if I really, really tried, I think I'd have the willpower to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I didn't, you know, like, I feel like, I don't know if it's for me, you know, like, doing all that and all that stuff. But from what I understand, though, with Ramadan, it's like, it's not just the fasting.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty much, I was watching a video, this on the Talk Islam channel and shit, and it's like a skit. So, pretty much, the skit is that it's Ramadan, and these two friends are hanging out, and they're, like, really hungry and stuff. And, like, they're, like, on their phones, like, hey, look at this bird. You know, I mean, like, woman. They're in England, right? So, bird is woman or chick. And he's, oh, you know, look at her. You know, oh, dang. They're, like, scrolling through it. And this one guy, like, a classmate or some shit, is, like, reading a Quran. And he kind of, like, notices. But when he sees them as eating a bunch of food. And he walks over. He's like, why are you guys eating? It's Ramadan. And they're like, oh, we're not eating. So, like, they're not eating. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they're engaging in other behavior that is not... godlike, or that is not halal exactly, is pretty much the equivalent as if you were just stuffing your mouth during Ramadan.
Yeah.
So pretty much then they're doing something else, you know, like then they're having a conversation and it's like, oh, you want to go kick it at my house? It's like, yeah, you know, like my family's kind of strict with it, but I don't mind, you know, you come spend time or just come kick it at my house. And the guy again sees them as just stuffing their mouths, and it's like, and at the very end he goes up to them. It's like, it is Ramadan, you know, like it's not just about not eating. Mm-hmm. If you're not living halal, if you're not living godlike, then it's just as bad, because it's about everything. It's about more than just that. It's about family. It's about God. It's about appreciating things. You know, it's like, so it's not just the fasting, from what I understand. You know, it's just about living virtuously throughout the whole month. And then they say if you do, what is it? If you after Ramadan, if you fast for another 6 days, oh my god, I forgot that one. But it's like as if you have fasted like for a whole year, pretty much, like it's enough good blessings for a year, something like that. I'm not up to the literature, I guess.
No, but yeah, that's true, because I thought I had things under control, but then trying to like cut back on everything, not just like not eating, but it showed me that I have a long way to go. I thought I was like getting up there, but no, I got a long way to go in terms of self-control and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm excited for next year. I'm gonna do better next year, definitely.
There you go. Damn, so you see this as a long-term thing then, huh?
I guess so, yeah. But what else?
Pretty much just fucking around, you know, right? Working. Mm-hmm. Investing in stuff. Fucking. Yeah, I've been kind of having this thought process lately. I feel like I'm like at a bit of a crossroads.
In terms of what?
In terms of like, I feel like changed sometimes. In terms of like, maybe I don't have to be so negative. Maybe what I put into this world is more than just fucking negative thoughts, or just like things that aren't making my life better or more positive. So, like, because, I mean, everybody does this. Nobody's a saint. We all do that thing. You see a guy, you're like, tweaker. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, or, like, you see a fat person, you're like, damn. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all do that. And I guess if you live really virtuously and, like, you don't get laid and things like that, then I'm sure, like, maybe you're the exception. Maybe that person is the exception. But we all do that. And I stopped and think to myself, like, is it really worth it? You know, like, is it what does one contribute by just feeling negative and having negative thoughts, and then all day, you know, just like, oh, I can't stand this and that, I fucking hate that singer, I fucking hate this, I fucking hate how they're doing that, and and it's like, well, what are you actually doing? You know, it's like, what are you actually doing? You know, you don't have to think like this, you don't have to feel like this, you don't have to live your life this way. And it's just, and then I also have like this existential dread, in which part of me is like, fuck, I'm already failing, I'm not doing enough, like I could be successful right now, no, I'm just wasting my days, I don't do shit. And then another part of me that's like, bro, you're only 21, chill. It's like 0.0001% of people are successful in whatever they want to do by the age of 21. But we're bombarded by that shit 24/7 on Instagram and Snapchat and stuff. You got 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds already famous, already world famous, already millionaires and shit. And it's like the fact, it feels like the train is passing you by, and you don't want it to pass you by. But at the same time, you got to give yourself a break. But at the same time, you can't give yourself too much of a break, because then the train really is gonna fucking pass you by. You know, so it's like, I have such an existential dread. You know, like. And then I stop and think, is like, what do I really want in life? You know, what's actually worth it? Do I want like a wife and kids and all that shit? Do I even believe in love? Because low-key, I feel like I don't. I feel like I'm really cynical about that. All I know is just be really fucking successful and no one can say shit.
Yeah, but I feel that because you see on like Instagram, you see some of our old classmates buying houses and fucking getting married and having kids.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like fucking, I don't know, my room is clean.
We're over here like, what do we always argue over?
I don't know, fucking.
We're over here like, bro, why the fuck would you get sabritones, bro? Hot Cheetos are clearly better. Fool, you're fucking dumb. You're just saying, just arguing about shit like that. It's like, bro, what do you mean? What do you mean Trailer Park Boys isn't funny? Like, you like Sunny in Philadelphia? Just dumb shit like that. And it's not that we're fucking bums either. Like, obviously we're making moves on our own. You know, we're making moves. I mean, I'm investing. I'm investing. I'm saving up. I just got my credit card today, and it's shit like that. You know, so I'm not just sitting around with my thumb up my ass. But it feels like I could be doing more. I should have done more. I could have done this a year ago and I'd be here now, etc., etc. I think it's relevant to like stocks and crypto and shit because there's this thing called FOMO, which it just means fear of missing out, and people use it all the time. But that's what it is. It's just the fear of missing out, the fear of not doing enough, the fear of not being successful and shit like that. You know, it's like, I don't want the train to pass me by, but you gotta give yourself a chance too. So it's just a conundrum. And yeah, like you said, you know, like we're seeing our classmates, like some of my classmates are meth addicts, living in the streets, homeless, just not even shoes on their feet, just fucking walking the streets, trying to get another hit. Some classmates, you know, that are like in jail and shit, or like, and things like that. And then other classmates are buying houses, they're moving to they're traveling and moving to different states, and they're getting married. Bro, so many of our classmates are getting married and are having kids. And it's like, what the fuck? But for me, I don't feel jealous about that or anything like that, because I don't want that. I don't want to have a kid right now, bro. Like,
no, I agree. I don't want a kid right now, but it's kind of like, oh shit, we're growing up. We gotta put our feet to the fire almost. Yeah,
it's or like that one meme that's like, it's like, oh, we just found out we're gonna have a kid, and it's like, damn, what are you guys gonna do? And it's like, I have a kid. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, and it's like, oh, when you forget that you're a grown up now, and they're like, you're not in high school anymore. Like, fuck, man, what are we gonna do? It's like, oh, you just have it. Fuck. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it goes both ways, because it's like, damn, I'm really happy for them. They have a beautiful kid. And then like, but when someone you don't like, it's like, damn, bitch, you have a kid? You're a single mom? Damn. That's crazy. I'm investing in, I have Dogecoin. I don't have kids, you know, right? But again, it's like, and it's not that I feel that way or nothing, you know. None of us are better than the other one of us, but I want to be better than everybody. That's pretty much what it boils down to. It's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? I just want to be better than everybody. I mean, I'm never going to admit to being a virtuous man or a humble person or a good person. I don't think many of us are really actually good people. I feel like I'm not, but at least I know that I'm not. I'm not saying I'm evil, or like I scam people or I backstab, but I know I'm not a good person, you know. So like, yeah, I don't wish harm on anybody. I don't wish the worst for anybody. I wish the best for everybody, really. And I like helping people and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, what do you really want? Fucking everything. I want money and success and fuck all that bad shit. Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not a monster though. Maybe I see myself maybe having kids and shit in the future. But then you gotta get married and like, I don't want to go to my own wedding and shit. You know, there's like people, and it's like, just like cake. Fuck that, man.
Well, I mean, if you have a kid with someone, you're already kind of married because like you're gonna be in each other's lives for pretty much forever.
Yeah, but that's not a good implication though. Like,
yeah,
you could just be stuck with this person that you do not like for the rest of your life. You know, that shit would suck. There's so many people, you know, when you first meet them, like, they're amazing, and then, like, a couple years later, you're like, oh my god, if I had a kid with this person, I would shoot myself or something.
You know what I fucking hate?
What do you fucking hate?
Fucking Disney adults. I just started thinking about how they have, like, Disney weddings, like, weddings at Disneyland and shit.
No, not Tinkerbell tattoos, fucking, like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse tattoos.
Yeah. Or they collect the badges or whatever the fuck.
The Baymax tattoo that says Tadashi is here or something.
Bro.
It's like, you know what, man? Like whatever you want to like. I like anime, but like, there's something cringe about Disney, man. I think it's just that it's for kids.
It's that, and it's just how dedicated they are to it.
Yeah.
It's just like to a corporation, bro. Like really.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, fucking a corporation that owns everything now. They own Fox. They own everything. That are ruining everything. They're ruining all media, as we see, pretty much. But like, it's just cringe, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna like, if you're a Disney adult, that's good for you. I hope you have something in your life that you really like, sure. But like, me, I couldn't do that shit. This shit, no. Yeah.
Number one bullshit.
This is number one bullshit. I'm like, bro, how do you enjoy Disneyland? Like,
yeah,
people are like, oh my god, I want to go to Disneyland, and it's like, why? It's like, it's a long ass drive. It's a fuck ton of money. It's a crowded ass, dirty ass fucking place.
It's overpriced as
overpriced.
Fuck. Dude, I literally picked up a pen. It was $8. $8 for a fucking ballpoint pen. I was like, I want to get
like Mickey Mouse on it or
some some shit like that. I wanted to get out of there.
I heard a turkey leg or whatever. What's that, like $10, $12 more?
Probably more.
Probably more, yeah. I went there like one time when I was like really little, and I don't even like remember a lot of that shit. But like, yeah, I do. Yeah, my dad. I was talking to my dad the other day. We were like eating and stuff, and he came up with this idea. He's like, hey, what if we all put in money? And we can all go to Disneyland or something, you know, and like we all contribute money and we can all just spend time and we can go to Disneyland, etc. Because I mean, I have little brothers, and I'm sure. I mean, I have a 15-year-old brother and a 10-year-old brother. I'm sure my 10-year-old brother would love it, but like my 15-year-old brother's like, bro, like that dude's like, huh? He's like, Gavi, you want to go to Disneyland? No. That's legit what he's like. And then at first, when my dad said that, I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. When I thought about it, and I was like, I do not want to go to fucking Disneyland, man. I was like, why am I putting money into this? I could be doing something with this money. I could get a tattoo or fucking go to a strip club or some shit, right? And it's, I mean, I'm sure it's like it's a family trip and all that stuff. Like, we've never been like that. My family's never been like that. We operate like a military unit. You know, like, we get orders from the top and shit like that. We all like talk to each other like that. We're not really the huggy family trip kind of family. We're just kind of like, we're more like roommates.
Yeah, I saw a video. It was like Mexican families like kind of like organizing their beach trip, and everyone's in a bad mood and everyone's screaming and shit. That's what it's like.
I hate it, man, but it's so true.
Like, you're in the car ride, everyone's fucking angry, no one's talking. Why are we here, man? Why are we here?
Honestly, the few times my family ever did shit like that is like we're going to the hot springs or going to the pool or whatever. It's like, where's this? No. Your parents are arguing, and like you and your brothers are all awkward and shit. And it's like you're going there, and it's like, Oh, and then your dad or your mom or something says, oh, I thought you wanted no. Oh, you know, why are we here? No. It's like, damn, like, you just feel all bad and shit, just feel all awkward. That's so true, man. I hate it. I'd rather, honestly, dude, like, some of the best time you can spend with your family is just sitting on your couch, eating food, and watching a movie. And honestly, I've had better times with my family doing that shit than, like, putting on, you know, fucking face and going to some shit you don't want to go to.
Mm-hmm. Kind of just being natural instead of pretending to be natural almost.
Yeah. It's like, we're going to have fun today, okay? You know, etc. You know, it's like, hey.
Like, yeah, like, I don't even watch movies with my family. It just feels weird. Like, let's have a movie night. Like, we've never been like that.
That's cringy, man. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just a broken individual, but that seems cringy to me.
I don't know.
It's, I don't know, man. I just can't.
I just feel uncomfortable when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Honestly.
Like, I like my family and stuff,
yeah, you love your family.
But it's just doing things that, like, families do because families do them, and it's, I don't
like Thanksgiving, like, yeah. I mean, I love eating. I like Thanksgiving. I like all that stuff. But then it's like, I was like, why don't we all go around the table and say one thing we're thankful for? It's like, no, I kind of just want to eat, and then we can all watch some shit. You know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just on an individual level, or maybe everyone just feels like that. But then some people actually have, like, good relationships with their parents and stuff, so it's like
Mormons.
Yeah, like Mormons. But I mean, I don't like Mormons. I like them as individuals. They're some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. But what they believe in is a little loopy, you know. So, like the other day, my brother posted on a story something about, like, he posted on a story, like, a video of himself, and it's like me being drunk as fuck as like pretending to get along with my girlfriend's, like, Mormon family, and he's like, yeah, yeah, and, like, he's, like, legit, like, he was actually there and stuff, like, he's next to his girlfriend's family, and I texted him, I was like, bro, is she a Mormon? And he's like, nah, it's just, like, her grandparents' friends or something like that. I was like, sheesh. Is that messed up with me?
I don't know.
I'm just joking, bro. I don't care what people believe in, you know, like, yeah, Mormons are so fucking nice, though. I don't know what it is.
Who knows, man?
Probably because they're trying to recruit you. No, but then it's like, it's not the same thing with, like, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, that's true. But I could just never relate to, like, having fun with your family. No. I can have fun with my family, but it's just...
It's gotta be natural.
Yeah, it can't be, like, forced.
It's like, yeah, because it's like, I mean, I've had some decent times. Like, I went up north for Christmas, and I spent it with my dad and my brothers, and we had a good time and shit. And it was kind of like, okay, we're gonna go to the snow tomorrow. Okay, cool. You know, like, and we all did, and we had a good time. Just fucked around and shit. You know, but it's like, but then other times where it's like a whole ass planned thing, and like everybody's yelling at each other, and no one's in the mood, and you're like, fuck this, I don't want to be here. I'll just walk out or something.
Did your parents ever go to, like, PTA meetings or something? Like,
what's that?
Parent, teacher, fucking anything in the school, like,
is that
like any school events that you had? Would they ever go to those?
That's it depends what you mean. Like, PTA isn't that like a group of parents and they all talk about shit? It's not. Is that different than parent-teacher conference?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, the PTA, no, because we never did that shit. But I was like, imagine telling my mom or some shit. It's like, Mom, do you want to go to the PTA? But he's like, what the fuck? What's that? I gotta go to work, motherfucker. Yeah. But no, I don't. I don't think so. Mm-hmm. Maybe rarely. There was parent-teacher conferences, and that was awkward as fuck. I remember one time in 4th grade, it's like my teacher was showing my dad my work, and like when my teacher turned around, he just looks at me, just like hella like mad and disappointed. He's like,
fucking shit. I remember in 6th grade, I like hit this kid in the arm.
Nice.
And I got sent to the office, and like the vice principal called my dad, and she was like, Leo hit a kid and he punched him really hard, and then I thought my dad was gonna like start yelling like when he picks me up and stuff, but he just like drove me home. It was just kind of like chatting. It was pretty funny. Cause I don't know.
For me, I feel like I don't know. I mean, I had a bad relationship with my dad for the longest time, and it wasn't until recently in which we're kind of like, we're cool now. But it feels so fake for some reason. Like, we like each other and stuff, we'll talk and stuff. But it feels like we've never talked about anything real, you know, like sure, we can talk about current events or what's been going on and stuff, but it's like, I don't know who this person is. Like, I don't know anything about my dad, really, you know? And it's like, I feel like we've never had, like, a real conversation. But at the same time, I don't want to. You know, like, I don't see the appeal in it. I don't even, like... Yeah, I don't get people that tell their parents everything. Like, Mom, you know, like, my boyfriend, at school, and then this, and that. And then my friend, you know, she said, So I don't get that, bro. Like, I think there's some people are like that. Or, like, people, or, like, dudes that talk about, like, girlfriends and shit to their dads, just like that. I always found that a little awkward.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, I saw this video where it was like when your dad tells you like a story, and it's just like write that down, because fucking dads never tell about their backstory or anything.
Like I said, I don't know anything about it. I mean, he's told me a few things more or less, and this and that, and things he's done, but like, I don't know who he is. He's just this person that I know. I don't know. I guess it's all interesting, but I guess all families are different. I just don't get that though, and I wonder often to myself, like, if I have kids and family and all that shit, like, what am I gonna be like? Am I gonna be like the fucking huggy, kissy, let's all dress up in silly costumes kind of dad, or like, or am I gonna make the same mistake and be all like introverted and closed off and like have my kids feel like no emotions, or like making them think that having emotions isn't a good thing, you know, or like just be all awkward and shit. And it's like, well, it's, you know, you can't really say for yourself because people think too much of themselves sometimes. I would never do that. Oh, I wouldn't be that kind of person. I wouldn't, etc., etc. And they do. They are. They become.
No one sets out to be like a bad parent, but
right.
It just happens sometimes because you're not paying attention or whatever.
Or you just don't think about it, you know. Or, I mean, even with everything, like sometimes do you ever have that like where like you have a realization and you're like at school and you're like, man, I could be nicer to my little brother or my little sister. Like, oh man, I could be so much nicer and like I could be good from now on. And then you get home and it's like, oh no, and she's like, what do you, get out of my room? You know, go take out the trash or something. And you don't change. I get that sometimes, you know, like. Yeah. Do you ever have that?
Yeah. Fucking. I remember when I was a kid, my little sister left her diary open on like a counter or something, like a desk, and I like saw it, and it said like, Leo has been really nice to me for the past couple days, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta change, I gotta be a better person or whatever. Right. So that one actually stuck because like I actually do have like a good like friendship with my sister now, but yeah, sometimes just like you just have these thoughts at night. You're like, I'm gonna be a better person. I'm gonna talk to my mom. I'm gonna be a good son. I'm gonna be a good brother. And then you wake up and you're just like, shut the fuck.
He's like, shut the fuck up. Get out of my room. Take out the fucking trash. You know, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure parents must feel the same way. They're like, maybe they really love their kids and stuff deep down. Then they don't know how to show it. And again, same thing. It just doesn't come through. It doesn't realize.
I don't know, man. But what else? Just the Guts theme playing.
The Guts theme playing in the background. Man, so I don't even know about that, you know, like you think about those things and it's weird, then life just kind of just happens, and obviously you should have full control over it, but sometimes, well, it's like what Ramos said, you know, no plan survives contact with the enemy. Like, that's a Nazi quote. Let me think of a better one.
Mike Tyson.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And in boxing, that's actually 100% the truth. Because, like, before, I hate sparring. Honestly, I hate sparring. I mean, I'll do it anyways, you know, because it's the sport, right? But I just kind of hate the thought of it. But it's like, yeah, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, this, and that. I'm going to da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm going to go in there. And then you get hit once, and you're like,
You start flailing and shit.
Yeah, and you lose everything you ever learned, you know. And then like you know you learn, you adapt, you get better, etc. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's like you can plan for everything, you can want everything, and it might not just turn out like that for reasons that may or may not be out of your control. That's a scary thought, man.
I hate sparring when they hit you in the nose and your eyes start to tear up, and it's like, I want to let this nigga know that I'm not crying.
I'm not crying, by the way.
I'm not angry, because it'll be like, ya se enojó, ya se enojó. But, yeah.
Or it's like, for me when I spar, I don't know if I'm like retarded or something, but I always get like hate like in the eye, like I feel it like that burning feeling in your eye, and then like you can't open it, you're like, ah fuck, that always happens to me. I don't know, I think maybe it's just me. But it's like, yeah, I get all like, or like when I yawn, hella tears come out, so that always happen in class, you know, like, why are you crying? It's like, I'm not crying, I'm yawning. I'm also crying.
Crying, but for different reasons.
Man.
Just bullshit. Just
yeah.
Caca.
Caca.
Pee pee poo poo.
It's so weird looking back at things, you know, like I could have made decisions that would have been really fucking good, that would have been way better, that would have changed my life, and it didn't come through, and it's fine, you know, like it's often like, it's like I was saying, like FOMO, right? Like Stefan fucking showed me Dogecoin in September, and it was worth nothing. It was worth less than a penny, and it shot up all the way to 70 cents. And it's like, bro, I could have been fucking rich. I could have been rich, man, and it didn't come through. But that's fine, you know. Like no one can see the future. You know, like if you could see the future, there'd be no point. But yeah, so I've just been having these kind of like thought processes and stuff like that. And I've been fucking struggling with myself, because it's like in the mornings it's like, all right, we're gonna change from now on. We're gonna exercise more. We're gonna stop our bad habits. We're gonna stop drinking. All right, like I feel good. And then the evening comes around and you're like, oh man, I don't want to be good. I want to do stupid shit and fuck around and waste my day and get fucking drunk as hell, because you know it's the only thing in your life that feels good and shit, right? And it's like. And then you wake up the next morning, you're like, fuck, this is awful, I gotta stop, oh man, I'm throwing my shit away, you know, I'm throwing my life away, this is fucking awful, we're gonna be better from now on. And then nighttime comes and it's like, oh man, you know, like, that's fine, just today. And it's like this positive feedback loop, you know, and it's like, and I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it, you know, it's just, it's like what Hobson said, it's like, now you hamster ass nigga, you're just stuck in a loop. Pretty much like that. And it's like, it kind of feels like one of those movies in which you wake up and it's the same day.
Well, where do you want to be? Like, where do you want to get to? Right.
So it's like, these are conversations you gotta be honest, you gotta tell yourself, you know, like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years and shit like that? I don't know. Right now I'm kind of doing this strategy of just like, I'm going to throw shit at the wall. I'm going to throw a lot of shit at the wall, and something's going to eventually stick. It's just like, for me, I don't know. I want everything. I want to be successful and have money and have power and influence, and I want this shit, you know. Maybe that's bad of me, but I don't care, you know. I want it. But then it's like, I forgot the point I was going to make with this. But it's like, yeah, you want this shit, you know, you want all of it. And there's just this, like, thing in my mind that's like, I see regular day people, and it's like, why are you not where you want to be? And it's not, I don't mean that in a mean way, I don't mean that in a judgmental way. But it's like, I'll see an old person working, and it's like, well, what happened in your life to the point where you're now this age, this many years on earth, and you're still sweeping the floor at a minimum wage job? Like, you know, maybe it's not a bad thing. You know, maybe they want to make money for their grandkids. Maybe they got an operation and they can't afford it. You know, like, maybe people just like working, etc., etc. But it's like, the way I see it is, I have this mindset of like, you know, this, as far as I know, this is all we have. We only have one life, and that's it. We don't know what happens when we die. So it's like, why not fucking go all out and try to live the best life you could possibly ever live?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and I see regular people, and it's like, why don't you feel the same way? Like, how are you okay with that? Like, for example, people that are like, oh, I want to be such and such, I want to be a welder, etc., etc. Nah. I want to do this. I want to retire at this age, and that's perfectly fine. If anything, that's the ideal life, and I wish more people thought like that, including myself. But I can't picture myself like that because it's like, it feels like I'd be throwing my life away. Like, why? Like, I'm sure having kids is the greatest joy you could ever have, but that's it. You're just gonna do something that everybody else has done. Like, you're not gonna give yourself a shot. Like, what do you really, really want? Because I'm sure those people that live normal, fulfilling lives are 100% happy, and they're just really, really well off, and that's absolutely good for them, It really is. It really is. But then it's like, and I'm sure you could ask them, like, are you happy with what you have? Yeah, I'm happy with what I have. I'm happy with my life. But you gotta go real deep down. It's like, no, like, what did you really want as a kid? What did you really want to be? Mm-hmm. And then it starts to come out. The girls are like, oh, actually, I wanted to be an actress on Broadway. I wanted to be a cheerleader for such and such team. I wanted to be an artist and live in Paris. But I don't have that. I have this life now that I'm 100% happy with, but it's just not that. Mm-hmm. So this kind of, it's like an insecurity that I have. And again, I say that I'm not judging or anything. No one's better. I'm a regular person. I have a normal fucking job. I'm not special. But I see that, and it's just this thought that's stuck in my head. That's like, why are you here? Like, why do you live a regular life? Why do you want a normal life? But I guess that's just me being like ambitious or like too like confident, or I mean, not necessarily confident, but just like too in my own head, I guess. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I don't want to be that, and if that works for the entire world, that's perfectly fine. It should be like that. But for me, it's like, I can't be like that, man. I know if I don't do what I want to do, no matter what happens, I'm not gonna like it. I'm just gonna regret it.
And it's scary seeing people who are thinking. You can almost see that they regret the decisions they've made. I remember we were watching that documentary Baby God, and that lady who got impregnated by that doctor or whatever the fuck. Yeah. And she was thinking like, I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that, but instead I had Michael. And I'm just like, oh shit. Yeah. I was like, damn, imagine how her kid feels, and imagine how she feels, like knowing basically her entire life was robbed of her, and she didn't get to do what she wanted to do. I
mean, well, she wanted to have a kid, didn't she? I'm not justifying what he did because it was fucking horrible. Didn't she want to have a kid at the time?
I think it was just like some gynecologist thing.
Oh, yeah. And actually, no, I think you're right. I think it was just like a normal checkup or some shit, and
something like that.
And yeah, something like that. I'm not justifying any of that shit.
Of course.
Right, I think specifically her, she was like really young, and she just got a checkup or something like that, and she ended up like pregnant by the doctor or whatever. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she was like, well, I wanted to do this and that, but I didn't. Like, some old people are like that. They're like, no, I fucking hate what I did. I wish I would have done something else. Maybe some people aren't grateful, or just are always going to be pissy about it no matter what they choose. But then some people are legit like, I ruined my life, or I threw my life away. Mm-hmm. It's sad because I've known people that, like, when we were kids, we were like, we're going to be on top of the world, we're going to rule everything, we're going to be rich and successful, and we're going to be famous. And I see them now, and they're like under the bridge, or they're all dirty, and they're all twacked out, and it's like, that's not what you wanted, man. Mm-hmm. You didn't want that, but that's where you are now. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm not saying that to be mean. Mm-hmm. I'm not being judgmental, but it's like, it's sad. Mm-hmm. It's sad because they're not living the life they want to.
They sold themselves short.
And sometimes, unfortunately, it's out of people's hands. Like, maybe you're a hardworking individual, you know what you want to do, you're taking the right steps, and some horrible accident happens, some unforeseen, terrible thing happens, something against your will. And now because of that, nothing, it's really sad. So like that, you see that a lot. Like some homeless people are like, oh, I used to be like a I used to be, you know, like a stockbroker, and then or like have a really good job, a really high paying job, or they were doing what they wanted to do. And it's like, yeah, but you know, now I'm here, etc., etc. Either bad decisions or unfortunate circumstances, and it's sad seeing that, you know, like people don't want to end up like that.
I remember I saw a post.
Mm-hmm.
It was this guy who said he was a lawyer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And from like the very first moment, he knew he hated it, but the money was good, so he stuck it out. And he said like, and it was like he had already completed law school, so it was kind of like he couldn't just like leave, you know what I mean? He already committed so much time to it. But at the end of the post, he said like, instead of only living 1 year as like a lawyer and being unhappy, I made it 55 years of being unhappy because he didn't have the guts to leave and like do what he really wanted to do. So it's kind of like you gotta keep that in mind when you're just living and you're too scared to do something and you're just going day to day because you think you have.
So that was his consensus, like he should have done something.
Yeah,
I see that. But I also saw another one that's like, I guess it's a bit of a counter to that, where it's like someone's life advice. It's like, just chase the money. Like honestly, just chase the money. Don't try to live your dream out and try to become rich and successful off whatever your fantasy or your dream is, because it's most likely not gonna happen. So it's like, just follow the money, and just when you actually have money, when you're really rich, you can do whatever you want. You could invest into whatever you want and try out whatever you want. But like, as opposed to like just trying to start from the ground up and trying to live your fantasy out and stuff. So I've heard of that. But I also saw this thing today, Sylvester Stallone talking, where it's like, number one best currency in the world is just time. People, you don't realize how you actually don't have that much time. You know, it goes by real quick, and it's like, if you work your entire life, or it's like, well, that's all you have is time. You know, like, you could have spent it with your family or doing things you actually like. But at the same time, you gotta pay bills too. Like, I'm sure no one wants to be stuck at work, but you gotta pay bills and shit. But that's what I heard. It's just you don't have as much time as you think, and that's another thing that just adds on to the dread that I'm feeling. It's like, well, fuck, and I feel like I should have been doing stuff a long time ago, or I should be doing more. I'm not doing enough. But I'm also playing it by ear though, because you never know. Sometimes opportunities just come out of nowhere, come out of the blue, you know, and you got to be prepared for that stuff. So that's kind of how I feel about it, you know. Because you never know. Crazy shit just happens sometimes.
I mean, chasing the money isn't necessarily a bad thing, but like,
yeah,
that's just for like a certain time. I mean, you can't dedicate your whole life doing something you hate just because it's good money, you know. So I think that's what he was getting at.
Right.
But yeah, at the same, you also gotta like be willing to be uncomfortable almost. You sound like a fucking life coach or whatever the fuck, but it's I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
That's fine. I guess none of us really know. But it's like, yeah, I was talking to my cousin once, you know. We were talking about like our money and stuff. And I have a lot saved up, and he's like, oh, it's actually a lot. I think I actually have more than I do. I was like, oh, you know, like, I was like, yeah, it's good, man, but like, it's not enough. Like, I'm too comfortable, man. I shouldn't be like that. I should be like, you can't be comfortable and successful. And he was like, that's just your ego talking. Because, like, comfort is one of the few things that people don't realize is one of the best things you can have. And it's really underrated, just being comfortable. Because you could be sleeping on the streets. You could be not eating shit, not having enough to eat. So just being comfortable is really underrated. And this fantasy that you chase, it's not what it looks like, you know? Like, people... Or the way he told me is that when Mac Miller died, like, his net worth was about as much as his dad's. It's my uncle's. Like, he says a lot of that stuff is just all hype. They're all in debt, you know, like, it's not real, like, it's not what it's cracked up to be. But it's like, but the way I see it, it's like, I don't care, like, about that shit in terms of, like, people are like, winning the lottery was the worst thing that ever happened to me, you know, et cetera, and it's like, well, shit, I'd like to learn that lesson, you know, like, oh no, I have $1 million, fuck. Like, fuck it, I'll try my hand at that, and if it sucks, well, shit, I know it sucks. and that's that. But it's like, the way I see it, it's like, well, you can't win if you don't play. What's the worst thing that can happen if you're successful and you're doing what you want and you are where you want to be? That counts for something. And I think it's a bit of a cliche that you have to suffer in order to make good art, in order to be successful, etc. But it's also true to a certain degree. But the sad reality is that most people that are famous and successful and rich, their parents already were. Their parents just propped them up. All that shit. All those rags to riches stories. Most of them are just, they had rich parents, they had successful parents, and that's it.
Nah, I don't know. I don't agree with that.
Well,
most millionaires are first-time millionaires. Like, they're first-time rich people. I mean, I don't know about fame, but most of the people that are getting rich are like, it's their first time in the history of their family that they've had wealth.
I've heard that. I've heard most millionaires are self-made, or it's not inherited rather. Mm-hmm. But also, I don't know about that because I mean, there's a lot of fucking rich people out there, and a big percentage of them just inherited money.
Yeah, but think about the people who are trust fund kids. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, would you want to be that, or would you rather just earn what you have?
I think everybody would humbly say they'd rather earn what they have, and I feel the same way too, honestly. Like, but I mean, you're also turning down something that you want. Everybody wants to be, everybody wants rich parents and to have money and to have availability and success and all that shit. Who wouldn't want to be the kid at the high school that shows up in a fucking Camaro or something, right? But at the same time, I also don't envy that. I don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to be that in terms of like, I'm myself and I have my own experiences and the own things that I've earned in my life. I'm like, nah, I'm comfortable with this. I'm not jealous and I don't wish it was different. That's how I feel about it. Would I want to be a trust fund kid? Nah, that shit looks lame.
I'm good going to school in my fucking BMW.
In my bus.
In my 2-year-old Converse.
Facts. I feel like just being successful is probably the best revenge you can get on people. Like, doesn't matter if you have an enemy or some shit, but it's like if there's some fucking loser somewhere and you're not. Whoops. Looks like I won. Oh well. Sucks for you, man. It's really petty, but I mean, people don't realize how petty they are. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm just thinking that it's weird. You know how people say, like, to motivate themselves, they say, like, people said I would never be shit, like, this is to all the haters and stuff. To me, it's just like, I mean, no one says shit about me. Yeah. I don't have haters.
I mean, most people don't. You know, like all the rappers that are like, my teacher told me I would never make it. It's like, teachers don't fucking talk like that. You get fired. What the fuck kind of teacher is telling kids, you're not gonna make it, you fucking piss baby?
Really, what the teacher probably said is, hey man, you better get to studying or you're gonna end up somewhere you don't want to be. And they take it as, teacher said I would never be shit.
Yeah, or like the one joke, it's like all those the rappers that are like, my teacher told me I would never make it. It's like, really, did they say that, or did they just ask you to read a page from a book and your dumbass didn't know how to read?
That's how it feels. Like, there's some people who think they have haters, and it's just like, nah, bro, you're just dumb.
Yeah, honestly. Like, damn, smoking to pour my ashes out on all my haters. And then it's like, bro, you're just uncomfortable to be around and no one fucking likes you. We're not rooting for your downfall. That reminded me of the one, another joke, or another post that's like dudes that listen to Little Pump used to count from 0 during hide and seek, like 0, 1, 2. Or what's the other one? Like the sapiosexual, like women be like, or the sapiosexual thing, and it's like when you're attracted to how smart a person is, and it's like women be posting shit like this, but then go out with dudes who like put the finger under the word as they read.
Fucking shit, man.
I don't know. I think as I've grown, I've kind of just established myself as a bit of a a bit of a realist, maybe in a cynical way. You know, like in terms of like just you see something and you're kind of like, you know, this is kind of how it is. You know, for example, like one thing I hear a lot is like, for example, Paul Joseph Watson says, he says some cultures are just better than other ones, and on the surface that sounds racist, and in proper context that can be racist. Mm-hmm. You know, but at the same time, it's like, is he wrong? Is he wrong? You know, like there's some really fucked up places in the world that you could be in right now, and the culture would fucking treat you horribly, or something bad would happen to you, or it's just ignorant. And there's other cultures that are progressive and overall just like better and more enlightened and stuff like that, you know. So it's like, is he wrong? It's like, he's not necessarily wrong. I believe that some cultures are better than others, you know. But it also depends on the context and shit too, because it's like, well, are you trying to prove a point about culturalism, or are you just like being low key racist and you're too scared to be like open about it or some shit? Mm-hmm. So it's like, and just shit like that, you know, like. Or when people are like, or like the fat pride movement and stuff, the body positivity movement, it's like, I mean, I believe people should be happy with how they look. You're laughing. You're laughing.
It's like, the name is like health at any size, or like body positivity. It's like, no, the fat pride.
Did I say fat pride? Yeah, I didn't. Isn't that what they call themselves?
I don't know. They call themselves like body positivity.
Body positivity movement.
Fat bitches.
Fat bitches. Nah, but it's like, yeah, for example, body positivity, you know, etc. It's like, I believe people should be happy with how they look. I'm all for it. You know, being confident in your own skin, liking how you look, appreciating who you are as a person. That's very important. But then it's like health at any size. It's like, no, like, are you just saying that because you believe that, or are you just fat and you don't want, and you're in denial? Like when people are like, it shows like a model and it shows like a fat woman. It's like they're both beautiful or something like that. It's like, are they? You know, like, and it's like, oh, what about you, Daniel? And it's like, yeah, exactly. I'm not in good shape right now. I'm fat. I'm low key chubby. Like, I go to the gym and stuff, and like, and I try to live healthy and shit. But like right now, I'm not. I wish I could look better, and I want to look better. Like, I have fat. You know, I'm chubby right now, and I don't have good health. But if I was skinny and I had, you know, I'm not skinny, but like if I weighed less, I had less fat on my body and ate and lived healthier and stuff, I would look better. Mm-hmm. I'm 100%, I'm not going to argue with you on that. I agree with that. Like, if I was in good shape, I would look better and more handsome and more attractive and all that shit. And that's just a universal human trait. You know, like yeah, you can be, you know, chubby or big and stuff and still be good looking and attractive and beautiful and, you know, look good and to the person that likes you and to yourself, and that's perfectly fine. But I mean, if we're just objective about it, it's like, bro, like fucking, like who's someone that's in good shape?
Like that we know?
Then we don't know anybody in good shape. Nah, just like out there. Who do we all agree is in good shape? Fucking, let's say, let's say Mark Wahlberg.
Jason Momoa.
Nah. He's good looking. He's decent, but someone's like in like really good shape. You know, let's
Mark
say
Wahlberg.
Yeah, he's always buffing his movies.
All right.
Or let's say fucking David Goggins. Mm-hmm. David Goggins is fucking amazing, fucking crazy ass motherfucker, right? Like, he's obviously in amazing shape, and it's like, does he look better in shape, or did he look better when he was fat as fuck? So, well, clearly he looks better when he's in shape, you know? Like, are you gonna tell me, like, or the point I was trying to make, it's like, someone who's really handsome and in shape, let's say Jason Momoa, like, and like, let's take someone that's like, fucking like,
James Corden.
One is clearly better looking and in better shape and in better health than the other. And even if you're like, oh, well, James Corden has more money, it's like, good. That's because that's like all he has got going for him then. And it's like, you could always look better. You could always be a better person. And it's like, well, health is, you know, it's not just the outside, it's the inside. Yes, 100%. It's mentally. It's your attitude. It's how you react. It's how you talk to people. It's how you feel about yourself, you know, because you could be in good shape and have a shitty health and do bad shit and just have a horrible mindset and not know how to fucking read or some shit like that. So 100%, yes, that ties in too. But in terms of just body positivity, well, it's like I said, I'm all for people feeling positive about their bodies, you know, like, but like, it's better to be in shape. It's better to be healthier.
I think it was an overcorrection because we went from,
yeah,
you know, teenagers having like eating disorders and everything, and unrealistic beauty standards. To now it's an overcorrection to where I saw a post that said don't comment on what other people are eating, or there's a sign of an eating disorder when you forego a meal to like eat more later. So it's like, but that's not an eating disorder. That's just, you know, you're gonna eat more calories later, so you don't eat lunch or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, literally, it's like portion.
Yeah, it's just
portion control
and stuff like that. And it's just, we need a balance or something.
Yes,
because you can't just like go one or the other. We can't.
Too much fucking overcorrection. You put it perfectly. But it's like, yeah, like another thing I saw is like when Adele lost weight, people were mad at her. And they're like, oh, you think you think you're better because you're skinny or whatever. It's like, oh, you wanting to lose weight tells all the fat people in the world that they're not good enough or some shit like that. People were mad at her. And I was like, what the fuck? That's fucking stupid. And I see that all the time. It's like someone that was like chubby or something and they lost weight and people were like, wow, you look great. Wow, oh my god, so good. And then she was like, that's when I realized people only care about you when you're skinny, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, no, or you're living a healthier lifestyle now and you just objectively, universally look better.
And people are happy for you.
And people are happy for you. Like, someone being happy for someone else that's lost weight is a bad thing? Like, how's that bad? Because it's just like, oh, let's be honest here, you know, like, and it's not even the same, like, you couldn't compare it to, like, height or something. One, because, like, you can only be as tall as you are. And two, because it's not an indicator of health. Like, maybe, like, girls will say guys that are tall are handsome. Guys that are taller than me, you know, are attractive, etc. And that's fine, you know, that's just their preference and shit. But it's like you it's not the same thing, though. It's not, because it's like, with weight, it's an indicator of health. You can, you know, it doesn't matter how tall you are or what you look like, but it's like, if you're just unhealthy, if you're chubby, you know, like, if you could look better, it's like, well, you kind of don't look better at the moment.
And we're so, like, indirect about it, like, we just kind of bullshit each other. Like, you see big girls posting on TikTok and the comments like, yas, queen, oh my god, pop off. And I saw another one, it was, this girl was rating Tinder profiles, and she was like going through this guy who was like a bit chubby but not really, and she was like, yeah, this is a good pic, a good dog pic, that's awesome, oh, you look so happy in this one. It's like, you say that it's a good profile, but would you swipe right on him?
No.
Like, would you really?
No.
Like, oh my, you're such a good guy, but it's like would you give him head? Like, let's just cut to the chase here.
Let's cut to the chase. No, and it's like, exactly, and it's like, I feel like girls do this a lot, where it's like, is that the yas queen, pop off, yeah, you're beautiful, you're amazing. It's like, okay, but do you mean it? Guys, they also bullshit and they also lie, but not in the same way. Like, for example, I posted a picture the other day when I was at the gym and I was like flexing, and my friends are like, damn, that big ass fool, and shit like that, you know. And it's not because he wasn't like, Daniel, you're amazing, you look so good. Like, he wasn't bullshitting me. He was like, big ass fool. And I was like, hey, thanks, bro, what's up? You know, or like, yeah, or like, it was a homie is like, he posted before and after picture and like, he looks better. You could be like, damn, bro, you look good. Like, damn, that's some good shit right there. Or maybe your homie buys a new outfit and they look fucking dope as fuck. You comment on it, damn, that's a nice ass outfit, bro, you look good. But it's kind of fake, overwhelming, like, you, yes, queen, beautiful, you do you, no. It's fucking, it's fake. And just because it's fake and it seems good, it's not good. Is someone calling me? No one's calling me, whatever. Just because something seems good, it's not good if it's fake. If it's insignificant or it's insincere.
And it's like when Kevin Hart would post something and The Rock would post like, bro, you got big ass nipples or something.
Yeah. There's like when Kevin Hart posts like a new car and The Rock's like, damn, you need a baby seat for that. And he's like, you're just mad because your rhino-shaped ass won't fit in you. And it's like, they're shitting on each other. Like, Kevin Hart's short and The Rock is big and, you know, clearly on steroids. You know, he's juicing. But it's like, they shit on each other, but that's how they show their love. Like, The Rock doesn't feel the need to be like, Kevin, you're amazing. You look so good. Nah. You know, like, honestly, just like a little bit of realism isn't bad. You know, like, for example, like, if someone was like, bro, low key, like, a yellow shirt, it doesn't look good on you. Like, it looks kind of, you look weird in it, etc., etc. It's like, well, fuck, at least you're being honest. It may not feel good to hear, but at least you're being honest, as opposed to, like, if I'm going out looking like a fucking retard. Or, I'm sorry, like, fucking stupid or some shit.
Like a fucking spurg.
Sorry. Even worse. When I say retard, I don't refer to mentally disabled people. I just mean someone stupid. Same way, like, when I say nigga sometimes, I don't think of black people as niggas. The black people are black people. My homies, my enemies, people that I know, people that I don't know, can be niggas. What's up, nigga? Right? Yeah, so same thing. But, like, right, if I'm going out and I look really fucking stupid and you know, I look bad or some shit, and they're like, wow, you look great, bro, you look so good. It's like, well, that's not helping me. That's just like, sometimes you need a little bit of truth, and sometimes people can offer it. But there's that, and then there's just being an asshole. Just like always shitting on someone. You look bad. No. You're going to wear that? And that's okay, now you're being a toxic motherfucker. You're being a fucking asshole. But there's a little bit of truth, you know? And the same thing goes the other way. Like, oh, if you buy a new shirt or something and it pops, and I'll be like, shit, that's a dope shirt, bro. You look good in that, man. Or like, hey, have you lost weight? Etc. It's being sincere. To me, that's what it's about. It's just that fake shit, that overwhelming sappiness is fucking dumb, man.
You can. No one's saying you can't compliment people, but just be real about it.
Just
be honest.
Real about it.
Only compliment people when you mean it, because otherwise it's just like false and doesn't help anyone. Fucking. What was I gonna say?
Another thing I see is like, fucking, like, with Billie Eilish. Like, I'm actually a big Billie Eilish fan. I love her music. I mean, she's pretty hot. So I like her music. She's really fucking talented. I'm a fan of hers. But it's like she'll do this thing where like a picture of her walking and she looks a little like, you know, like weird or something. And she'll make a big deal about it. Like, people are body shaming. This hurts so much. No. It's like, bro, like, you look good. You're an attractive person. You're a successful person. And you're singling out these fucking bots and motherfuckers from India and fat incels that are like, oh, you look ugly. You look fat. No. Ha. And ignore, like, the 1 million comments that are like, you're a beautiful queen. You're worth it. I love you. No. And it's like, why are you singling that out? It's not, like, an issue. Like, she's not bad. She doesn't look bad. She's not fat or, like, unattractive or anything like that. And she kind of makes a big deal out of it to the point where it's like, oh, you know, like, she's paying mind to these people that are fucking ridiculous and focusing on that. Or another one is that, like, someone said something about that because she talks about body shaming, like, on Instagram on the question thing. What up? Estoy ocupado ahorita. But I'm not yelling at my mom. She's just far away. No, but like, or some guy else was like, how are you still like body shaming or whatever the fuck? And it's like, she posted a screenshot of Google Images and it's like deviant art, like fetish porn, where it shows her like she's like fat and humongous, and it's like some like theaterism, like fucking glomping, rapping, some sort of vor, right? Yeah, exactly. It's like some sort of really fucked up fetish shit. And like she posted a screenshot of that. She's like, "This is what I mean," and it's like, bro, you're fucking like these are sick motherfuckers behind the screen that are incels and pedos and disgusting individuals, and they're making disgusting art of you, and it shows you as fat or feederism or whatever, and it's like, that's body shaming. It's like, no, it's not. They're fucking sick bastards.
It's not the whole. You're ignoring like the fucking Billie Eilish stan accounts where they just like make edits of you and stuff like that.
Yeah, like they literally worship you and stuff. No, but fucking fat retard 99 says, oh you look dumb. Oh, look at her chin. No. And it's like, I mean, everybody has a right to feel, maybe insecure, maybe like not comfortable, or feel like they don't like themselves. I think we all feel like that at one point or another. And everybody has a right to do it. Like, some people can be like objectively attractive, and they don't like how they feel, or they have low self-esteem, and just because everybody else says they look good, maybe that's not what matters to them, you know. So obviously you got to take that into account. It's not just black and white. Like, oh, I wish you were you should be happy with yourself. It's not just black and white. But at the same time, it's like, well, fuck, man, if you're just objectively attractive, then why do you care what other people think? That's why, like I said, I kind of believe in just being fucking honest, even if it sounds not good. You know, like, yeah, like, just straight up just be honest with yourself. Like, if you're attractive, just fucking, you know that you're attractive, and that's it. Like, you don't have to pretend, like, no, I'm actually really ugly, or some shit, right? Or, like, you know, or, like, go out of your way and stuff. It's like, bro, like, you know, if you are what you are, you know?
Also, sometimes you just know when people are bullshitting you.
Yeah.
I remember I saw a post that was like, it was like my bitch is saying, "Oh my god, you're so big." It's like, bitch, I know you're lying.
Same, honestly. Or just like, it's like, wow, you're so big. It's like, bitch, no, I'm not. Let's get this over with. Or what's the one meme? It's like, damn, so how big are you? It's like, how big is it? It's like, small. Leave me alone. Yeah, I mean, but I also kind of have this other conundrum in which, like, it's like learning to accept yourself in terms of, like, I wish I could be taller. I wish I could be in better shape. I wish I could have better hair. I wish I could look different. But it's like, no, you don't have that. You are what you are right now. And wishing for things that aren't you isn't going to make you feel better. You got to learn to accept who you are. You got to, no matter what it is. If you're 5'4", you say, fuck it. I'm the 5'4" guy. I'm 5'4", whatever, I'm gonna do me. This is me. There's no point crying about shit that you can't change. You know, I'm not 5'4", by the way. It sucks, you know, because it's like what I'm saying. You gotta be, like, honest with yourself, you know, like, if you're 5'4", fuck, a lot of girls aren't gonna like you, and that's really fucking sad, and that's how it is. Bro, I'm fucking 5'9", and people still call me short. And it's like, bro, that's the most average height in the world. 5'8" and 5'9" are the most average heights in the world. But to a lot of people, oh, that's short. It's like, bro, what the fuck, man? It's not, you're never good enough. You're never going to be good enough. But doesn't matter, is the point I'm trying to make. Like, you're never going to be good enough, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is accepting yourself for who you are. It doesn't, it's not about other shit that doesn't define you defining you. You know, like, we're talking about high right now. Fucking Tom Cruise is like 5'7", but he gets bitches and shit, and he's successful, and he's in a cult, and you know, he has money and all that shit. So that doesn't fucking matter. I mean, people will still make fun of him, sure, but what's the point? Why? That doesn't matter. Just focus on yourself. Or like Kevin Hart is like, what, 5'4", 5'3", and it's a joke. He makes jokes about it. Yeah, I know I'm short. I know I'm small. Nah. And that's perfectly fine. He's okay with it, you know, and that's really important in an individual, you know. So that's kind of another thing I've been thinking about. Is you gotta learn to accept yourself, and not in a cheesy way, like legit acknowledge that you're not perfect, and acknowledge that you could be doing better, and acknowledge that you may not look how you want to look or be who you want to be. Acknowledge it and accept it, but also be willing to accept what you can change. You know, like, if you know you can lose weight, you have to be willing to accept the fact that you can, and maybe you should, or that if you want to, then you have to do it. Though there are things about you can change, but it's also about accepting what you can't change. So I've been kind of thinking about that too recently.
So you're a supporter of health at any size?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe Tess Holliday could beat Michael Phelps in a race, you know, like, if she really wants to. And I mean any race, not even swimming. Nah. So see, exactly, like, it all ties in. So it's like, oh, Daniel, how can you say that? And then, you know, you talk about the body positivity movement, etc. Well, again, it's about a balance. I believe, like, you know, like we said, Tess Holliday, she's a plus size model. She's plus size and she's a model, and that's what she likes, and that's what she gets money from. Fuck it, that's cool. That's awesome. I'm happy for her. But you can't say shit like, oh, I'm actually healthy, but no, or this, and that, or health at any size. Because no, it's not health at any size. Another thing, I think now that I brought her up, is I saw this one thing in which she was talking about how she has anorexia.
Oh, yeah.
She has an eating disorder. But I saw this one thing, the guy's like, all right, what's anorexia? It's like, not eating in order to, like, lose weight or because of how you see yourself. And then he proceeds to post, like, 5 videos of her filming herself while she's eating and stuff. And it's like, and I'm not trying to deny her if she has anorexia. It is, like, that's not a thing. You don't have to be, like, skinny and have it. You could be, like, really big and still have it. Or yeah, at least the mental disorder, mm-hmm. At least trying to be skinny and shit. And that's still bad for you. But at the same time, it's like, well, if what this guy's posting is true, well, then that's not really anorexia. Like, maybe she has an eating disorder, but it's like, well, I mean, if you're if you're posting videos of yourself eating hella shit or biting into hella shit and taking pictures of cookies and cake and all that stuff, and I don't know if you can do that and have anorexia at the same time, even just medically speaking. Or like, well, did you hear about that or what?
Yeah, I heard about it. And at first, I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted because I do understand that, like, starving yourself is, like, a mental disorder and everything, but is it really starving yourself when you have so much fat reserves? Like, you have to, like, isn't the definition of starving, like, when you're, like, eating your own, like, tissue and not just using your own fat reserves? Isn't starving, like,
I think there's a word for that, but I don't know. I think, it's like atrophy, emaciation, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Only starving, the way it's colloquially used, just means really hungry. Or, I mean, okay, it means really hungry, but, like, medically and shit, it means not eating, not having nutrients, like, you're starving, you're not eating, you're not consuming. So it's like, so that's where it comes in. Like, you can have a mental disorder. This could be something that she struggles with, mm-hmm. But it's like, but if you're eating copious amounts of food, you can't necessarily claim that you have anorexia. Or it might just be like she does enough to get by, or like she's under eating, or like she makes it seem like she's eating and she's really not. It could be like that too. So that's why I'm saying I'm not denying it at all. Mm-hmm. She could just straight up have anorexia.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, well, shit, something's got to, like, play in, like... So I don't even know. I can't comment on that. I'm not a professional. I'm not a medical professional. Mm-hmm. But I just feel just fucking hypocrisy everywhere in terms of that. Like... And what was I even saying? It's like, yeah, it's like, like... You should be happy with yourself, but, like, why lie? Why lie? Just like, yeah. Honestly, if like someone else, like, plus I was just like, hey man, I know I could do better, I want to look better, I want to get in shape. Awesome, Or if they're like, I know I'm not the most in shape, but I'm happy with my weight and I'm really happy with how I look, and this is the happiest I've been, that's also perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, why lie? If you weigh 400 pounds, why are you trying to convince people that you're like a supermodel and you're super beautiful and this and that? It's like, well, are you? Or are you just guilting people into saying that?
How do you feel about, I saw this video where it said, like, not finding fat girls attractive is fat phobic? Because it's like...
Well, fat phobic isn't really a thing.
Because it's like, preference, there's a difference between preferences and discriminating against a whole group of people, mm-hmm. and like, I guess she considers fat people a whole group of people. Or
it's a big group.
saying you don't find fat girls attractive is like claiming that they're a group of people when they're all individuals and they all have different reasons and different bullshit or whatever.
Also, just saying that is virtue signaling because it also depends on how you define fat. Like, was Marilyn Monroe fat? Like, I don't think she was. Maybe to someone else she was, but she was clearly, like, really good looking. So yeah, it all depends, because like I've been with girls that like maybe they're considered fat or something, but to me I like them and for who they are and how they look and stuff. And vice versa, maybe to someone I'm fat and they're like, they consider me a fat guy or something. I mean, I don't think I am, but I know I'm fat, but like if someone thinks of me as a fat guy, etc., someone else might think of me as being in shape or looking relatively good. So yeah, it's circumstantial. And also, I don't think preference is discrimination at all. Like, for example, like, I'm not particularly into, like, we'll say Inuit chicks. Or, like, I mean, is Eskimo racist? I heard it's not, and I've heard it is. Let's say Inuit chicks or Eskimo chicks. I'm not particularly into them, you know, and that's just my preference. You know, or like, yeah, that's just my preference. Oh, that's racist. You're saying that they're not attractive. No. I was like, no, that's you who's saying that. I'm just saying that's not my preference. The same way, you know, like.
I mean, it is discrimination, but it's not the bad kind of discrimination.
Well, discriminate just means like you send a kid to timeout and the other ones go to lunch. Well, that's discrimination technically, but it's not like evil. It's not like malicious.
It's just like separating, kind of. It's just.
All right. Or discriminating, like
someone,
hey, or like you don't open your door to a stranger at 3 a.m. that you don't know that looks shady. Like that's discrimination, but it's not like malicious. It's just you don't know. But it's like that's always how I see it. You know, like. But I also see I see why people might have a problem with it. Like, if there was a white guy and he was like, oh, I'm not into black girls. It's not really my preference. It's like, wow, why not? What's that supposed to mean? What are you, racist? No. And it's like, well, is he racist or does he just have a preference? Like, for me, like, I'm not, my preference, I'm not, like, super into black girls. And what I mean by that is I haven't really been with many. And I've never really, just in general, just kind of like, I mean, obviously, like, there's hot black chicks, you know. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's not lost on me. But just, like, as a preference, I kind of don't, it's not really my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. Maybe, you know, like, some black girls, like, I don't have anything against Mexican dudes. That's just not my preference, etc. Well, that's fine. We all have our preferences, you know. Some of us like apples and some of us like oranges. The thing, it becomes racist when it becomes, like, it's racist when it becomes a thing. You know, like, oh, I'm not going out with no black person. Or I don't want my friend going out with such and such. I don't want my kid going out with such and such person. Like, then it's like, okay, well, then that's racist. Mm-hmm. But it was just personally, like, I like McDonald's over Jack in the Box. You know, I don't hate Jack in the Box. I just kind of like McDonald's a little better.
Because most people date within their race, so it's not really racism to just want to date your own. I don't want to say kind, but like,
your own kind.
But it's not racism. I don't know. It's just preference.
Yeah. I mean, I can see how it could be a racist thing, though. You know, like, and it can also maybe be internalized racism as well. But I mean, it also depends how much you believe into that, because I've also heard shit like internalized misogyny, like in the case of girls, and it's like, well, is that really a thing, or it's just like. I mean, you're inside your own head. It's like, not everything, you don't see things from the outside. I don't even know how that would work with internalized misogyny. Like, you hate yourself because you're a woman.
Self-hating woman, I guess.
I guess. Some shit like that.
Some bullshit.
Some bullshit. One of those magic new words and shit.
There's so much fucking isms, like, that's ableism. That's fucking fascism. I heard another one.
Jingoism.
There's another one. I can't remember what it was. It was like, oh, that's trauma dumping. That's
what?
Was that
like Midsommar?
Trauma dumping is like, I guess it's like when you just like front your trauma onto someone when it's not the right context or whatever. Like, it's just like, god damn, dude, how many terms do we need?
Like gaslighting? Dude,
yeah,
I've looked up what gaslighting is like 50 times, and I still do not know what the fuck it is. I straight up do not know what gaslighting is. It doesn't compute in my mind. The only way I understand how it works is with the meme I saw, where it's just a Doge dog, and it's like, gaslighting? There you go, making up words again. Do you realize how crazy you sound right now? I was like, okay, I kind of get what it is, but I couldn't explain it if someone were to ask me. If someone was like, oh, you're gaslighting me, I'd be like, maybe. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. But that's another thing. And it's like the transgender thing. It's like, would you date a trans girl? And if you say no, that's transphobic. What? I'm not transphobic. Well, you are transphobic because you don't see her as a woman. And it's like, that one is more tough, because with the race thing, it's just like, oh, you just have preferences, you know, like, shit, you're into Australian chicks, who the fuck cares, whatever, we all have our taste. But with the trans thing, it's different because it's implicative. For me, I wouldn't go out with a trans girl. And it's like, oh, so you don't see trans girls as women or whatever. And it's like, no, it's not that. It's just, I'm not into that. I'm not attracted to that. And maybe some dudes are, and that's fucking great for them, you know? Like, more more points to them. Some guys would go out with a trans girl, and that's perfectly fine. But it's like, for me, it's like, I couldn't, and it's like, and even if it's like, let's lean all the way into the virtue signaling shit. Let's lean all the way into it and be like, I see her as a girl, she's living a life, but she still has like the characteristics of a man, and that's just kind of not my thing. And some guys may be especially turned on to that, and that's justifiable the same way that it's justifiable for me to not be turned to that,
Mm-hmm. I think it's just sometimes it's a non-starter because some people are like saying that just not like they're trans girls are biologically male, right? That's not a some people consider that transphobic, and it's like, but if they weren't biologically male, then they wouldn't be trans. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of a non-starter if you're saying that they're not biologically male. It's like, well, where do we go from here when we can't even agree on a definition?
And that's what's tough, man, because like you saying that, I guess, like counts as like transphobia, and I know you're not transphobic.
Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, but you just gotta look at the facts sometimes. Like, people will accuse me of being transphobic. I'm not fucking transphobic. I know trans people. I know LGBT people. We're cool with each other. I don't care. But it's like, you gotta be honest. If you're born a male and you still have your genitalia and you get a testicle torsion, or testicle, is it contortion or torsion? I don't know.
I don't know.
You go to the doctors, they say, okay, mister, actually I'm a woman. Okay, but it says here, yeah, but I'm a woman. You have to call me by my pronouns. You have to call me by my name. I'm actually a woman. Women don't have testicles. You can't fix, like, it's gonna make the job worse. Let's say that, okay, they rush him into the hospital. Doctor says, like, oh, gender, or a woman, okay, let's see what it could be. Maybe, something like her ovaries, her uterus, her cervix, her breast, etc., 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 women's anatomy. But then they're like trying to figure it out. Oh, what the fuck is going on? No. Oh, turns out it's a biological male, and we just wasted precious time, and, like, now they're in a lot of pain. They could have, like, or, now they've taken a lot of damage, etc., etc., and that could have all been avoided if someone was like, yeah, they identify as a girl, but they were born a guy. They're biologically male.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and maybe that's an extreme example, but it's 100% relevant, because there's over 5,000 differences on a macro level all the way to a microscopic level between men and women. Mm-hmm. Thousands of differences. And despite that, we're actually more alike than we are different. Mm-hmm. But there's differences, and that counts. Mm-hmm. Girls don't have testicles. Guys don't have ovaries. Like, our DNA, our biology is way different. Guys don't go through menopause. Guys don't have periods. Like, it's all completely different. You can't just ignore that. Mm-hmm. Like, if Caitlyn Jenner still has a dick and balls, they got a dick and balls. They have the anatomy of a male. And I'll call Caitlyn Jenner Caitlyn. I'll call her she, her, and all that, because that's just what they identify as. But it's like, after a while, or like to a certain point, you gotta be real. You just gotta be real with it. There's no going around it.
That's what I find frustrating, because sometimes on Twitter,
mm-hmm.
I'll see like conversations about, like, I don't know, some fucking trans athlete or whatever, and it's like, biological male shouldn't be in female sports, and it's like, but she's a woman. And it's like, no, I get what you're saying. I understand. I get we're all trying to be, like, kind and polite, but it's like, but it's a male, and it's like, but she's a woman. It's like, no, dude, I understand what you're saying. I'm not transphobic. It's just, it's a reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get that you're trying to be kind, but it's just, I don't know, man.
Well, like I said, at a certain point, you gotta be fucking real. You gotta be honest. And that's another thing, the trans athlete debate. And it's like, that one is really tough, because, like, you don't want to sound hurtful or discriminatory, but you also gotta state facts. Fucking Zuby is a British rapper. He said, I'm a woman. He did a deadlift, and he said, now I'm not a woman, and he broke the women's deadlift record. And he's a rapper. And it's like, bro, you're telling me there's no biological difference? There is only a biological difference. Like, Amanda Nunes, greatest of all time female fighter. She could probably fuck up a lot of dudes. Mm-hmm. She could knock out a lot of dudes, choke them to death, etc., etc. Well, she 100% could do that.
Yeah.
But if she were to get in a fight with a guy that's the same weight class as her, she would lose. A guy would just beat her. He's too strong. He's too fast. He's bigger. He has more muscle mass. He has thicker bone density. You know, like...
And even if she did beat the guy in her weight class, she's not beating Ngannou.
She's not beating Ngannou, yeah. Fucking... I mean, nobody is, but...
Yeah.
No, but it's like... You just gotta be honest with these things, man. Like... And if it's 100% consensual, then it's like, okay, maybe that's fine. You know, like... if every single person competing is like, I have no problem competing with this trans individual, then it's okay, fine, fuck it, go for it. But the problem is that, like, women's world records sometimes are a high school boy's average. And that's facts. Like, I think it's I don't know if it's for running, I forgot what it was, I heard a statistic, but the women's record, or like pro athletic women peak, like their peak, like high school boys can do that, like really in good shape high school boys can do that. And low-key it's true, like after you deadlift or you bench press a certain amount, you're now stronger than like 90% of women, and it's not super high for guys. There's just a biological difference, and you can't ignore it. Like, and we're seeing it's controversial because these girls have worked all their lives. They're like top 3 runners in their states or something in high school, right? Let's say they're top 3 runners. They have a shot of getting into Olympics, Junior Olympics, you know, getting into pro sports, all that shit. All of a sudden, a guy that's also in track, he identifies as a female, what's going to happen? He's going to beat her. He's faster than her. And now that person is going to get the opportunities that she's going to get. Or her record is going to show 3rd place, 4th place, 5th place. And it's like, well, what, is she a bad runner? Or she's not very good? She can't make it on the team? It's like, no, she's competing with biological males. And like you got to be kind. You got to be polite. You got to be politically correct. But you got to be real, too, man.
And it's just... Sometimes when we talk about this, I feel like some right-wing retard, some Michael Knowles.
Fuck Michael Knowles. This is fuck Michael Knowles gang. Fucking cringy ass fucking... This is... Oh, the left? No. Shut up, bitch. Go be Steven Crowder. And not even that.
I'll take Michael Knowles over Steven Crowder though, because Michael Knowles doesn't have an annoying ass posse like.
Okay, but that's not Steven Crowder. Like, that's his annoying ass posse.
I'll still take
Michael. Fuck. This is fuck Michael Knowles season. And Steven Crowder, like, he's funny and he's a smart dude, but he's so fucking annoying and his little band of gremlins. So like, Steven Crowder will be like, "Oh, I'm Trevor Noah. Look at me," and they're like, "Ha, that's right, Steven. You do. That's so funny, Steven. Oh, don't forget about don't forget about AOC. Haha." They're all chiming in and stuff. Like, shut the fuck up, man. It's fucking annoying. Like, it's like a high school bully, and he has like this little band of retards. They're all just chiming in every time he says something. At least Ben Shapiro, like when he's cringe, he's just looking into a camera. Like, okay, but first of all, no. Okay, at least there's that, you know. Or that's why I like Paul Joseph Watson. He just looks into a camera and he says shit, and it's funny sometimes, and it's just a lot of it is truth, and it's like, that's it. Imagine my shock.
Come on,
lad. Right, so it's like, and it's like I'm not a right wing. I'm not a right winger, and I'll say this. Where's the camera? Fucking, I'm not transphobic. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate trans people. I don't hate gay people. I don't hate women. I'm not misogynistic. But I just believe in telling facts when they're facts. You know, like, guys that transition to girls have a physical advantage over most girls. Mm-hmm. You know, or fucking health at any size. No, you can't be healthy at any size. You can be very unhealthy at a certain size. You could also be very unhealthy on the opposite of that. You could be anorexic and skinny and emaciated, and that's really fucking bad for you too. Or you could be obese and you only have a couple years left to live. You know, like, health is not at any size. You know, there's certain sizes where you cannot be healthy. What else? You know, like, guys and girls, we're just different. You know, like, none of us is better than the other one, but we're just different. You know, what, a guy can throw a football better than a girl? Okay, fine. But a girl will live longer. A girl has more empathy. She feels more emotions. She can relate with people better. She's more likely to get a college degree. She's more likely to have a job where she cares for people, or where she cares for animals, etc., etc., etc. You know, we're just different. And, like, there's nothing wrong with that, man. We're all just different. And, like, yeah, maybe, like I said, some cultures are better than others. But that's a different level. Those are different things, you know? That's why, like I said, I'm just kind of at this point now where, like, I'm kind of done with the amenities. And I just want to speak facts and shit. Just be fucking honest, but without coming off as an asshole.
Without coming off as one of those, like, black-pilled fucking...
Yeah, right.
This is society, fucking...
It's a fucking incel. Fucking... Yeah, because it's like, yeah, I'll take my L's, you know, like, sometimes I fuck up, sometimes I'm not doing good. But it's just, like, people that make it their entire identity and make it their entire culture of, like, we're the losers, this is who we are. And then I was like, bro, shut the fuck up, go touch some grass, you know, like, want to change something, change it, do better, but just don't be so fucking whiny about it. And we all feel whiny sometimes, we really do. You know, you get home and you're like, man, everything fucking sucks, man. This bitch won't like me. No. We all feel whiny sometimes. But it's like, don't make that your entire fucking persona. Don't make that your entire identity. That's fucking dumb, man. That's why, like, with, like, the incel shit, it's like, they make a lot of good points. They actually do. They speak a lot of facts. But no one takes them seriously because they're fucking, like, lonely retard virgins that say, like, racist and sexist shit on forums on their computers. Like, bro, just turn it off for a second. Throw a ball or something. It's like, Jesus, like, sometimes it's that simple. And even with the opposite, even with, like, the crazy ass Twitter feminists and shit, it's like, bro, like, shut up, go outside, fucking do something.
If you would just talk to each other, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't. No one has the same energy in real life that they do on Twitter.
No matter what it is, whether it's good or bad, whether it's like a sexual thing, like, oh fuck, I'm gonna bleep bleep bleep, and when I see you, and then you see each other, and you're like, alright, hey, how you doing?
People will post like petitions and stuff, where it's like, hey, you want to go volunteer? It's like, no, I'm kind of busy.
Yeah, exactly. Or even the opposite. On text is like, I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you, motherfucker. Fuck you, bitch. And in public is like. You know, it's like, people lose their energy real quick, no matter what it is. And that's just another problem, is that people are on these fucking screens all day, their phone, their computer, and they start to not see humans as human. They start to just see them as numbers and digits and profiles.
And sides.
And sides, right? You're not talking to some individual and yelling at his face, oh, you're a fucking incel, fucking misogynistic. No, you're typing at a emoji, you're typing at a profile picture. Mm-hmm. So there's this dehumanizing concept to it. That's why incels are so dehumanizing. That's why crazy feminist SJWs are so dehumanizing. Like, kill all men shit, you know. All men are bastards, or whatever the fuck they're saying now. You know, kill all men. Why would that's a dumb thing to say? You know, like, it's the equivalent of an incel saying kill all women, enslave all women. Why? Because we're just so desensitized, because we just see each other as profile pictures. What are you thinking?
Saw this, I don't remember which channel posted, but it was like an incel asked me anything, and it was like these two, there was an incel on one side of the curtain and a bunch of college students on the other side. Mm-hmm. And this guy who claimed he was an incel was talking about, like, yeah, I just think, you know, we should treat women like kids, and we're not necessarily enslaving them, but just they don't have the capacity to be leaders. And I'm just like, bro, you're scaring the hose.
Literally, man, what the fuck?
I don't know. It's just go outside, bro. Get a haircut.
Get a haircut. Do a push-up. Run a lap. You won't die. Good. You know, just like Jocko or something. It's like, you can't get laid because of the roasty Stacy thoughts. Good.
You shit your pants while you were sleeping. Good. It's an opportunity to do lateral movements.
What's the one thing that, like, Joe Rogan was talking with Everlast on his podcast, and Everlast was talking about, like, how his daughter has a disease and they're trying to get the money for it and stuff, and Joe Rogan's like, hey, you should watch that video, Good, by Jocko Willink, you know, like, really changes your perspective and stuff, and, like, they watch it or something. Nevertheless, it's kind of like, bro, like, I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but I can't look at my kid with a fucking disease that might kill her if we don't raise the money, and even still, she might die or something. I can't look at that shit and say, good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that happened. I could be completely wrong with that, but that's what I heard happened. So it's like, yes, you know, it's shit like that too. You know, like you can only be in your head for so long.
It's kind of naive optimism. It's like not everything is sunshine. Not everything is like a fucking is a fucking step up to be a better person. Sometimes things just suck.
Yeah, sometimes things just fucking suck. You know, like in this case, like your kid, someone you know gets a disease and they don't deserve it. It's really awful, and sometimes you can't make something good out of it. Sometimes it just fucking sucks, and you need to find a way to deal with it, to try to fix it, and to try to keep on going forward. And it's not all optimistic and shit. Sometimes it's fucking awful. One thing I heard about was like breast cancer awareness, because people are always like, keep a breast, or I love boobies, you know, breast cancer awareness, no, we're pink, and no. But it's like, bro, it's like, breast cancer isn't fucking beautiful. It's not glorious. It's painful. It's horrible. You know, you lose your nipples, they cut off your breast, you go through operations and chemotherapy and x-rays or MRI scans and all that. It's a horrible, horrible disease, and people are like, yeah, I love boobies, save a boobie or keep a breast. No. It's like, bro, it's not fucking Braveheart here, bro. People are fucking suffering. You know what's weird? That the amount of women, the percentage of women that get breast cancer and the percentage of men that get prostate cancer are almost the same. But one gets really lauded over and really held up and really in the public eye, and the other one isn't. And that's fine. There's a double standard. It fucking sucks, but that's fine. You just gotta deal with it. One is just more palatable than the other one, I guess.
One's just funnier. I don't know. Is prostate cancer more deadly than breast cancer, or is breast cancer more deadly?
I don't think. Are cancers measured by how deadly they are?
Just the survival rate, you know.
That's a good. Let me look that up, actually. Well, I mean, I think they'd be the same. They're both pretty fucked up.
Would you date a girl with breast cancer?
Jesus, that's horrible. Breast cancer survival rate. The average 5-year survival rate for women with non-metastatic invasive breast cancer is 90%. Average 10-year survival rate of women with is 84%. If the invasive breast cancer is located only in the breast, the 5-year survival rate of women with this disease is 99%. Okay, so it's actually good news. It's actually a bit higher than I thought. Cancer survival rate. Pretty much the same, I guess. 90%. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like they're pretty much the same from what I see. It says breast cancer is far more destructive than prostate cancer. But I mean, these are just, it's by the Economist.
But regardless.
I mean, it's not a contest.
Both suck.
Yeah, both. There's not a contest. They both suck. And I mean, even if that was the argument, it says here just 6% of people diagnosed with pancreatic cancer are alive more than 5 years later, which is a fucking horrible survival rate. So I guess, yeah, okay. I guess some cancers are obviously more deadly than other cancers. Obviously, like brain cancer is really fucking bad for you. It's like the worst for you, right? But it's like, I think the reason why breast cancer is so, like, you know, looked at and so, like, so much awareness and stuff is because it's entirely a gender thing. Because only women have breasts. I mean, I think some guys can technically get breast cancer, but it's, like, really rare, right?
Even if they get it, it's not visual. Like women lose their boob and they feel like, I don't know, kind of like othered. But so it's kind of like a compensation of like, hey, it's beautiful that you survived it. Don't feel bad that you lost your breast. Feel like empowered that you survived it almost. And I think that's what it comes down to, because like no one knows what. Everyone knows what breast cancer looks like, but no one knows what prostate cancer looks like. It's not.
That's true.
It's not on visual. It's not on.
Right. It's sort of like leprosy versus like fucking parasitic worms in your brain or something, right? Like, you know what a leper looks like. You don't know what someone with a parasitic, worm in their brain looks like. So yeah, that 100% makes sense. Or it's either some sort of X factor like that, like survivability, physical visuals, etc. It's either that or just straight up like people care more about women than they do about men, which is, it's also like the case. In this particular one, I don't know. I guess that also ties into the argument of making a month for everything. Like, why do gays get a whole month, but our veterans don't? I don't fucking know. Someone should come up with the idea. You want veterans to have a whole month? Fine, fucking do something to come up with it.
Veterans get 2 days.
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
No. Memorial Day is for fallen soldiers. Veterans get 1 day.
But we still celebrate veterans on Memorial Day. As like.
I guess. Are you a veteran if you're dead? Well, no, because doesn't veteran imply that you survive?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess from what I understand, Memorial Day is just about fallen soldiers. I'm not one of those people that makes a big deal out of it, like 20 posts on my social media and all that stuff. Because it's the way I see it, it's not really my place to talk about it. Like, who am I to say shit? Maybe a thank you. Like, yeah, of course, thank our fallen soldiers and stuff. But I'm not a soldier. I've never been in war. What the fuck am I gonna talk about it for? What am I gonna tell other people for? Hey, you need to be grateful because no. And it's like, okay, like who the fuck am I to say anything? But like, yeah, obviously.
You can post, or if I were to post something like "Thank you to all our fallen soldiers," it's like, well, I don't know any soldiers, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like, who am I really saying the thank you for? Is it to thank the soldiers or to look like I'm grateful?
Yeah, exactly. So like maybe you could be like super passionate, like I hate drunk driving, fuck drunk drivers, raise awareness. No. It's like, well, have you been a victim of drunk driving? Has anyone been a victim of drunk driving? Or are you just trying to like virtue signal? Maybe you're passionate about it, that's perfectly fine, but it's like, well, what do you really like got? Like, it seems like you're just trying to be something that you're not. But that also doesn't mean like you can only be passionate about things that relate to you. Like, you can be passionate about anything, like everybody hates like pedophilia. You can be passionate about that. No, but that ties into it, because it's like, obviously everybody hates it. It's a bad thing, pedophiles should fucking die and shit. But then those people that are like, that post stickers on their cars and on their Facebook profiles that are like, kill your local pedophile. Like, if I see one, I'm gonna bash his fucking head in. And it's like, do it! Do it then, pussy. Fucking, oh, you want to murder a pedophile so bad? Like, well, we're waiting. No, but you're not going to. You know why? Because you're just trying to be a fucking tough motherfucker.
Or like those punch a Nazis.
Yeah, punch a Nazi. If I see a Nazi, I'm gonna literally punch him in the face. Bitch, you're not gonna do shit.
You're not punching anyone.
Yeah, you're not punching anyone.
It's not hurting anyone. You've never been. If you have punch a Nazi in your bio, you've never been in a fight. Just shut up.
Yeah, honestly. And you should. Like, if there's some neo-Nazi motherfucker, like, why not punch him in the fucking nose? But just don't try to be a fucking tough guy about it. It's so fucking dumb, man. Or like, if any women need protecting, hit me up. And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. If you're passionate about protecting women, cool. Protect the women in your life. Be a good man. But don't be just shut the fuck up, man.
Or when like Gen Xers post like I'm a lone wolf, but I need to. It's hard to gain my trust, but when you're in my circle, I will protect you with my life. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Or you know what's the worst one? When people try to quote fucking, what's it, Descartes? I'm sorry, I'm fucking stupid. Descartes. And then I'm the one that speaks French, right? When people try to, no, and it's not even Descartes, it's Voltaire. People quote Voltaire, I may not agree with what you're saying, but I will defend it with my life. You know, like, obviously my fatal speed is like, mother, you're not defending shit. You're not a soldier. You're not on the front lines. You're not in the trenches. I will defend, I would die for your right to disagree with me. Shut the fuck up. No, you're not. You're not gonna do shit. Fucking someone that's a little bit bigger than you could tell you, hey, your freedom of speech is taken away, and you won't do shit. Be honest with yourself.
This isn't a movie.
Caleb. This isn't a fucking movie, man. This isn't The Sandlot. Or like... Yeah, but it's just shit like that, man. Like, just don't be such a fucking... Don't try to be a tough guy, you know? Like, if you're a tough guy, then fucking just be yourself, and that's it. I don't know what you're fucking pretending for. It's fucking stupid, man.
It's funny, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you can do that with some things. Like, for example, like paleteros. There's been incidents of people assaulting paleteros. And yeah, you can say shit. Hey, bro, like, if I see someone messing with a paletero, I'm gonna fuck him up. Or like, if, you know, if such and such happens, the community's behind them, etc., etc. That's one thing, you know. And I guess you could still be doing like a tough guy act, you know. But I mean, there's also like, you can just, there's some shit that you don't stand for. Like, and for me, if I see a paletero being harassed or some shit, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna try to. Mm-hmm. But I'm also not gonna be like, bro, I'm the fucking tough guy, man. I'm the tough guy, man. You know, like, just like, yeah, I fuck people up. I punch Nazis.
I protect them.
Kill your local pedophile. Like, why? Is that a movement? Is that an organization? Or are you just trying to be a tough guy? And you're not a tough guy. If you're an actual tough guy, then fucking, yeah, cool, be yourself. But it's like, if you're not, don't fucking pretend, you know? Like, it's as simple as that, man. I mean, like, I don't think I'm like some sort of like tough, bad motherfucker. I mean, like, I'm not a pussy. I'm not a fucking wet towel neither. Mm-hmm. But, like, I'm not gonna pretend to be. Or, like, yeah, maybe you want to puff your chest out a little, like, come on, bro, like, let's go buddies, let's go run, you know, let's have a race, or let's see who's stronger, let's see who can do more push-ups. No. Alright, fine, that's one thing. You know, all guys do that. But there's just kind of this persona of, like, I'm actually a tough guy. You don't want to mess with me. When I fight, I black out. Yeah. People get hurt. Shut up, motherfucker. You do not. It's like you punched the wall once when you were 15 because your mom told you to take out the trash. You're not fucking Naruto or something, man.
When I fight, I see red.
I see red and bodies hit the floor. It's like, yeah.
Okay,
like,
Kyle.
It's like, what really happened? 5 seconds. It's like, what's up, bro? Then they got split up before they landed anything. It's like, I think... Yeah, I don't know, man. Just there's a big epidemic of people that think they're tough guys and they're really not, and they hide behind these slogans in order to try to seem cool or something. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you.
Moral of the story: the internet is not real life, and stop being a fat bitch. You're saying that to me mostly.
Or fucking those dudes that are like super into like the fucking lifestyle of guns and country and all that shit, but they never served. Yeah. The people that are like, they have the U.S. Army flag, they have the camo stuff, they have the guns and the pictures and the stand for the flag and kneel for the cross and all that shit. But they never served. It's like, you're cosplaying, man.
Yeah. You're LARPing, bro.
You're LARPing.
I saw that.
What's the trope is that, like, I would have joined, bro, but if a drill sergeant got in my face, I would have fucking knocked him out, you know? That's the only reason I didn't join. It's like, no, be honest. You didn't want to fucking join in, so you didn't. I'm not in the army, fuck.
I saw that, I don't know if you posted it, but it was like, gun owners, when they see a person coming up to rob their house, and it's like SpongeBob all happy, it's like... Yeah. It reminded me of this video I saw about the America's largest right-wing militia, mm-hmm. and this lady was like, "I pray every day that I don't have to use these skills." It's like, bro, you're just waiting for the day someone makes you use your skills. Your fucking skills,
and you're gonna get clapped on the first day. Like, you think you're like, it's like, oh, you want my guns? Come and take them. It's like, okay, we will. Like, it's not gonna be very difficult, you know, like. You got your fucking grandpa's 22 pea shooter. Like, you're gonna have to take this from my hands. Like, okay.
It's like Fear Sahavi when he was like, yeah, man, I'm cool. He's like, people don't know the reality of violence, and then someone kicks his like airplane seat. He's like, one of us could die here.
Yeah, fucking. I saw that shit. I was like, what the fuck, Fear Sahavi? It's like people was like. People try to be tough and no, they don't understand the reality of violence. It's like, yeah, someone honked at me. I got out of my car. I was like, why? You're literally like disproving your own point. I almost did that shit once. I was like in a rush, and it was my fault. Anyways, like I was in a rush. I had to get home, change, and then go to work. And then I had to take a left turn at a green light, and I started to take it, but then the car started going because they had the right of way, so they almost crashed, and we stopped. And motherfuckers like saying shit, and I'm like saying shit, like, what the fuck? I was gonna open the car door and shit. But then like the car started to go, so I was like, I have to like leave and shit. I was like, man, fuck that, fucking fuck, get the fuck out of here. I'ma fuck you up right now, motherfucker. Fucking shit. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I think people. I think people think of themselves too much. Mm-hmm. Just both good and bad. Like, you know, you're not such a bad person. You're not such a bad, horrible human being. I mean, you're also not fucking Rambo either, man. You know, like, just be yourself. You don't gotta pretend to be stuff.
Like, humility, I heard a quote that said, humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. So it's just like, quit thinking about yourself. There's more important shit than just you. And that's true humility, almost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I definitely see that. But I guess we're all just growing at our own in our own paces, in our own ways. We're all just going through life, you know. We're all doing our own things.
We're all just niggas.
We're all just niggas in the struggle, man.
Like what Bill Burr said, he's like, we're all eating a shit sandwich. So.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty late. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So, any last closing messages?
Just be yourself. Be the best version of yourself you can be. Don't think of yourself so much, and don't be inside your own head so much. Just live, you know. Just be yourself. If you want to change for the better. And if you're fine with the way you are, learn to accept it. And that's pretty much, I guess, what I was just talking about and shit. And, you know, just don't worry about shit that's not worth worrying about, but worry about things that are important as well. Mm-hmm. It's all a balance, you know. It's all very hypocritical. It's all very contrasting, but it's all you got, you know.
I guess my closing words would be like, just read some fucking books, man. Like, it's not that hard. Just listen to some books, God. For God's sake, just... It's not that hard. You got Audible. You got audiobooks on YouTube. Just, like, learn. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Well, I guess that was about... Ooh, shit. There you go.
Let's go.
I guess that just about wraps it up then.
All right. Good talking with you, sir.
All right, good talking.
Keep an eye out for Burgers Akimbo coming somewhat soon.
Oh shit, there it is, the official announcement for the documentary that's coming out. So stay tuned on that. Mm-hmm. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this to your friends. Don't take this so seriously. So this isn't fucking... Don't take shit so seriously. That's it.
Stream Stefanovic on Spotify.